Welcome back, everybody. Today we have more than one guest with us. We got three guys here, and it is 256 Garage. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good. How are you?
Not bad. I'm doing pretty good. Where are you guys calling in from?
Geraldine, Alabama.
All right. Well, how's your weather right now there?
Nasty and rainy.
Is it?
Not cold though, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
It's been, well, see, I'm in South Florida, and last week we've had a nice cold front where it's come into like, I think the lowest we've hit was like 40, which I know isn't that bad, but for here it's really nice because it gives us a break of that heat.
We're almost 60 today.
I think it's like 90 degrees out right now. It's disgusting.
Well, you won't find none of us gripe about hot weather. We like it a lot better than cold weather.
No, don't get me wrong. I like the cold weather, but I talked to a guest yesterday that was in North Dakota. That's too cold.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out.
It gets too cold here for me sometimes.
So tell me about yourselves. Who wants to start? One of them? Introduce yourself. What's your name?
Well, I'm Drake Weaver. I'm
All right.
30-year-old. Been doing this since, I guess I built my first car when I was 13. So
Okay.
been doing that long anyways. Went to trade school in college, and I've worked at dealerships doing body work, and then me and Daddy went out on our own here.
Are you married? You have kids?
Married 3 years now, and I've got a little girl that's going to be a year old next month.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So you and Dad, where's Dad? Dad is all the way over there, right?
Yeah.
So you guys decided to start your own garage?
Yeah.
Right? And how's that going?
There's good times and there's bad times. Goes like this.
Very true. Yeah. How long have you guys been in business for?
And then there's a few months you go, what was we thinking?
Yeah.
I read something just a little bit ago that said, if you're going to be self-employed, you have to learn to deal with a stress level that would kill most people or something like that.
Yeah. You can't really blame it on the boss when you're the boss, right?
That's right. We just blame it on one another. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we got two of us.
Whichever one ain't here takes the blame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or gets the blame.
I tell everybody, I got to get back before Drake fires me.
So how long have you guys been in business?
About 3 years. I guess. Four, ain't it? Is it 4? Mm-hmm. It's 4. 4 years.
All right. So tell me what all you guys do. Like, what is everything you guys do in your garage?
We do insurance work, collision repair. Originally, we started off before we went full time. This was a part, we did it in the afternoons. We would build an old car to resell. So we got several classics laying around, and we still, piddle with the old stuff. We got a few old cars for customers in there. We got a 48 Ford that's the insurance job that we're doing. Put a frame under it. It's out of Atlanta. Yeah, out of Atlanta, Georgia. And we got one truck, a fella out of Georgia. We're doing a truck for him, south. And but we do some dealer work,
fix
some body damage for dealers. Whatever we can do to make a dollar. We do
That's
some
awesome.
work, light mechanic work. We try not to get into too much of that for customers. We got one in there now. We're putting a tie rod in, on brakes, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Of course, suspension work goes hand in hand with body work.
Yeah.
You get one in here with a wheel knocked off of it, you got to put it back on.
So you guys do like if the frame's bent and everything like that, you guys align the frames up again?
We can. We do sub some of that out. If
Yeah.
We got a lot going on and it needs a heavy pull, we'll sub it out. We got a buddy in a long time.
I've never seen it done, but I've seen the the ramp that they drive on with the chains and everything to straighten the frames. Never seen it done, so I'd love to know more about how that all works, because it's crazy to me that you can wrap a car, around a tree or something. They can bend it all back together and make it look brand new.
It'll bend one way, it'll bend back the other. Enough time. And then if it's worth it or not, sometimes it ain't worth straightening.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a frame machine. Our frame machine we ended up with used, and we've had the cylinders built on it, and then the pumps that work the cylinders, they went bad. So like I said, if it's too big a job and stuff, we've ended up subbing it out, and we've done that so much that we ain't really focused on fixing ours because we've got that opportunity to do.
Yeah.
But I did straighten one up last week. It was hitting a quarter panel. I pulled the quarter panel and all out, the part of the quarter panel on our frame machine. But you just drive it up on the frame machine, and I've got stands you put on the pinch weld. So you jack the car up and sit it on the pinch welds. These stands made to grab it, and
Yeah.
that keeps the car solid. And then you got a tower with a chain on it that does the pulling. And you try to reverse the accident.
Pretty wild. So I did see one of your videos that I was laughing pretty good on, is the dollar store glue that you had the piece of wood.
The PDR.
Yeah.
It was
Man,
nuts.
that video had me like cringing the whole time, because I was like, man, I don't want to see it come off, because all your weight was behind that thing. And I was like, if that thing pops, he's hitting the ground.
If it had came off, he'd have went backwards, wouldn't he?
Yeah. So I've seen guys do that with the like the stud welds,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
stud, yeah.
right?
We got one of those as well.
But the stud gun ruins the paint. And what Drake was doing with that glue, it doesn't hurt the paint if the paint is attached well.
Okay, so do they make a glue for that, or did you
Yeah.
just legit buy like a Dollar Tree? They're glue sticks for like a hot glue gun, right?
Correct.
That's what I've seen on the ground.
That was a glue stick from the dollar, well, not dollar store, but
Dollar General.
well,
Hey, same thing. Same.
Fred's, but the Dollar Tree. That was actually from the Dollar Tree. But they do make a glue and a proper PDR glue and stuff. But that in that video was truly glue sticks from the Dollar Tree.
That's impressive.
It was.
That's really impressive.
When you raise poor and you work for a living, you figure things out sometimes.
Listen, exactly. If you can do it cheaper and do it the exact same way, why not? Yeah, save some money in the end.
See it.
Does that usually? So when you take that off, that don't hurt the paint at all if it's on there well. You said, right?
Yeah, if it's original paint, does real well. Sometimes if you get a hold of one that's been painted on and it's not stuck too good, you can pull the paint off.
Yeah.
But most time a factory finish, it won't pull it off.
So for Dad over there, how long have you been in the business doing this?
I turned 56 yesterday, and I started doing this at 13 or 14 year old.
A long time, all right.
40
God
years.
damn.
Jason and I, and Drake also, but it'd be Drake's great uncle. Jason and I have got an uncle that done a lot of body work, and I would hang out with him and help him because I wanted to learn it and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Jason's daddy and my daddy were mechanics. And so when I started, I felt like I had the mechanic side covered.
We
They
learned
had
that.
help. Yeah, I had help on that. And so Jesse was the only body man we had. And I would run with Jesse, and he would show me, and we'd work and do body work and paint cars and stuff. And he was, I'm not going to say he was a really good body man, but he was a really good production style body man. turn it.
He was fast.
Yeah.
Like, Daddy's gonna have to step away for a second.
Yeah,
We've got
I've got-
parts,
Go ahead. Do what you gotta do.
and so he's gonna have to step.
You're running a business. I get it. You're good.
Another dramatic entrance.
Yeah.
So my next question for him was, does he still enjoy it? Do you think he still enjoys it?
Certain parts of it.
Yeah.
He'll
Well,
go back and watch this later, so he won't hit me now. But Alan's got a little bit of a temper. It's not as bad as it used to be. So you can really tell when he ain't enjoying part of it.
yeah. It's
But
you know,
like a lot of the old stuff, I believe he really still enjoys.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I mean, that's any car guy, I believe. When you get to work on something older, it's more enjoyable because you don't get to work on any of that stuff nowadays. Everything is brand new. The technology is just wild. So
Yeah.
they get to go back in time almost to something that especially like I'm big gearhead. I love hot rods, trucks, motorcycles, all that. So if you get to go work on like an old school muscle car, it's just badass to you. It's enjoyable. It's passion.
Then you got the finished product sitting there. It's
you fix a Nissan Altima and you park it out there. They don't know. Like, oh boy, look at that Altima. You know what I mean? It's just
Exactly.
Nissan.
You're like, yeah, it's done. It's good. Yeah.
Altima. But
You're not taking it to the car show to show off that paint job. You're like,
right. But you
yeah, it's cool, man.
a Camaro or a '69 Mustang, and
Yeah.
people's gonna
ooh and ah.
acknowledge it.
Do you guys do any like the old school paint? Like a lot of flake, like the 70s, 60s?
We've never got into too much of that, and the reason for it is, like I said, we build stuff to sell.
Yep.
You getting too wild, you're narrowing your market down.
Yeah, very true.
Always stuck more simple, red and black.
Yeah.
Or if we fix and paint anything, it's been red or black. We got a '69 Camaro we just finished not too long ago. We painted it black. One time we fixed a '68 Chevelle, and it was actually when we first moved into this shop. And I said, you know what? I'm tired of painting red and black. Let's do something a little different. And I like orange and yellow cars, personally. I don't know. I just like them. Well, certain cars. But there's some stuff I like for it to be orange or yellow, which ain't far from red, but it ain't red. So I mixed up this orange color, and I painted this '68 Chevelle that orange color, and it turned out pretty. I liked it, and everybody at it liked it. But nobody with money want to buy an orange Chevelle. They wanted it to be red or black.
Black, yeah.
When we loaded it up on a trailer to take it to the rod run, this guy come by and he said, what, they quit selling red paint? So after that car, I said, we ain't painting no more. We're going to stick to red and black.
Yeah.
It just sells better.
Yeah, true. I get it. Yeah.
Into that flake stuff, I like it, and I would love to do one, but it just ain't. And it may sell, it may surprise me, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to narrow my market up. So
Yeah.
we haven't done much of that. We did a roof on we bought a '54 Chevrolet, and it's actually down there in Florida now. Where did that go to in Florida?
Deltona.
Deltona, Florida is where that car went. And it was red, solid red. And we're going to paint the roof white on it. And I wanted, it was like I said, it's a '54 lead sled. It was low.
Yeah.
Had the look. So I wanted to flake the roof out on it. But there again, I got scared, backed out, and I just painted it white. Because I didn't want to get too wild and then it not want to sell.
Yeah. Yeah, I love like the 60s and 70s choppers with that heavy flake in the paint. I've always been a big fan of that era. I wish I grew up in that era, but
Crazy
I did
stripe,
not.
all that going on.
Yeah.
Makes it look like fish scales or something along that lines. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some wild paint jobs on those, and yeah, I wouldn't want to even imagine how much it costs somebody to do all that.
It'd be
I've
time,
seen some crazy ones. What's that?
it's time consuming.
I can, yeah, absolutely. So, are all of you related? Are you guys all family?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Me and Alan's first cousins. Then Drake
Okay.
come along
And then-
later.
That's what his mother tells me anyway.
That's awesome. So we actually have an apparel company, and I actually have a shirt with a body shop on it. We have up to 100 different trades right now, blue collar trades on our apparel. And our slogan is blue collar blood type. And that's because we believe that if you're blue collar, it has come somewhere in your family. You know, you don't just one day wake up and be like, oh, I want to do the trades. If it's nothing you've ever been in, most people don't try to just jump into it. You know, it comes from somewhere down the line. So to see all three of you, a family running this business, that's awesome to me. You know, you got generations. That's awesome. Next question is, do you guys enjoy working with each other?
Hey,
Because I work with family and I know how it is.
Yeah,
I did that once.
Beating on the cars and not us.
Yeah.
you know, there's always times when there's a car aggravating you, and then they come up and say something at the wrong time, and you get, there's always them moments. But for the most part, we enjoy it. Yeah.
Me
I
and
see on
we've worked together for a long time, I guess. Not just solid, but off and on.
Yeah. I seen on TikTok that you guys unbox a lot of stuff. A lot of different tools, a lot of different gadgets. So I have to ask you, like, what is the best thing that you've unboxed that you're like, all right, this is awesome.
Well, I can say, I was impressed. We just unboxed it the other day. It was a little stick welder, and I think it was
Okay.
$5.
Yeah, it's about that big.
And it's smaller
Small
than a
shoebox.
12 pack of cans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was really impressed with that thing.
Is it 110 or 220?
110 plugged into the wall.
And another thing that we were really impressed with is those drying towels.
Yeah.
it's right.
They impressed me.
Yeah, we got in drying towels, and boy, they'll soak up the water.
I mean, they're
Like
better than
like paper towels or like legit
Like when you
towels?
wash your car and you take the towel and dry it.
Okay, like a chamois.
Yeah, kind of like a chamois, but
But-
it's more of a towel.
Yeah, it's not hardly like a microfiber, but something along them lines. And
Nice.
it works real well.
Yeah, it dries.
and then the code scanner thing we got.
Yeah, we got a Top Don code scanner that works real well.
I think I've seen the video of you guys talking about that. I've seen so many people, different videos talking about them scanners, and they're like, "Oh, it's the best thing I ever bought." But is it? Is it that good?
Well,
I would say the best thing, but it's real good when it's free for sure.
yeah, but I mean, it works.
That's right.
It'd still be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's all in. It works.
Yeah.
The one that I was impressed with, we got two different Top Don scanners. We got one that's, it looks like a tablet.
Yeah.
Looks like a tablet. And then we got one, all it come with is a little thing that plugs into the car, and then you got to download the app on your phone.
Okay, I've seen those ones. Yeah.
Well, I was really looking forward to the tablet one because it looked professional.
Legit.
And but I tell you, I guess maybe because it surprised me so much as it does do. But the one that you download the app on your phone, that's the one I like. I enjoy it. That's the one I go to when we got one to scan. That's the one I go and grab and I use. Is that one that I had to download the app on my phone.
That's awesome.
And I use the big one just so I can do a video for.
So what have you guys unboxed that you were like, all right, this is not what you thought it was? Is there anything that you completely like threw you right off?
There was something on.
Well, there was one, remember the shear for the drill?
Well, it worked good.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. It worked good. It did what it said it would do.
that's the one that attaches to any drill, right? And I've seen the video on that one. I was wondering the same thing, like, how good is that? Because the video looks really good. They're like, yeah, just go right through it like butter.
It doesn't do thick stuff. This is on me. I thought, well, let's see if it'll do this metal. And I went to do it, and I broke it.
In its
First day.
defense, he got a little carried away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sheet
quarter
metal,
inch will
like,
rip right into it.
this new model sheet metal car, fenders, quarters, worked great. It did what it said it would do. But I grabbed up, I can't remember what I grabbed up.
8-inch steel.
It won't cut that. I'll just put it
I beam.
I broke
So I
that.
said quarter inch. You're like, yeah, sure, run it into that.
I broke it the first night. I'll just put it that way.
The first night.
Yeah. I was testing it out. I had to do a test.
True, you gotta see what it's gonna work on, what it's not.
It'd been nice on that Torino floor pan, wouldn't it, Jason?
I can't
There's some little things that's just being like little,
knickknacks.
kind of like you'd call
Oh, those credit card covers.
Yeah, we got some credit
Credit card cutters.
comes design. It looks like mine look like that I stuck on my credit card look like Monopoly money.
Oh, it goes on top of your card, like a sticker,
Like
Yeah.
a sticker.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen those. Yeah.
Well, the problem with it is I got ready to order something offline. I can't read my numbers to type my card in.
Oh, I never thought of that. That's right.
So I had to peel that off my card.
but it was still pretty cool.
It was cool. And
Just not practical.
it wasn't great.
So you gotta use it. You're like, oh
Card
shit.
with raised numbers, you would be okay. But my debit card don't have raised numbers. It's just printed on there.
And
I
we
think-
had two flat
I think mine's the same way.
and we don't have any flat basketballs.
Yeah, we've got several of them battery powered air pumps, like to air up your tires or to jump your car off, or
Like it looks like a drill.
well,
Well,
the
one of them
latest
does.
the latest one we got looks like a drill. The other ones are just like little boxes.
Okay.
They just look like a little box
But they're a compressor
and a
jump
back
start
and a
together.
jump start. Yeah. Now the
This
one
one is just a.
we had two
Yeah.
basketballs. We don't have any flat basketballs anymore. I just put it down.
Have you guys received one of them? Have you got one of those small jump boxes yet?
Yes,
Yes.
got two of them.
That thing works.
My buddy, he's a diesel mechanic. He owns his own shop, and he ended up buying one of those off Amazon. And
About the
he
same.
was so excited to show me that thing. He was like, "Dude, this stupid little thing will jumpstart that car like that." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was very impressed. I was like, "Damn,
We used that little one to run the winch in our enclosed trailer.
Yeah. Sure did.
that's awesome."
They are handy
We
if you
winched,
keep them charged.
we winched that car up in there with that little bitty.
Yeah, a little bit jump box. Sure did.
Yeah. How many times can you use it before you got to recharge it?
I think
If you run a winch on it, it probably will.
drains it pretty fast. But
But
just
it's just
I could see that.
normal jump start, you can do it a few times before you need to charge.
Have
That's
we?
not bad.
I charged the latest one the other day because I went to crank that Mustang and it was dead.
Oh, okay.
But I think that was the one that worked the winch.
Okay.
So, out of all the cars you guys work on, like, what is the one car that you guys hate to work on the most?
The last one we worked on.
Which car was that?
Yeah, it's always the last one you worked on. I
the
don't know.
toughest are stuff like Cadillac and that Cadillac out there. Those seats were awful.
It's one of them deals while you're doing it, and you're not. If it's one you ain't done a gazillion. Like I said, I worked at dealerships, so a Chevrolet truck is nothing to tear apart and put back together. I had
Okay.
2 or 3 a day. You know what I mean? And so, but it's them that you get in here and you're having to figure it out. And the whole time you're trying to figure out, you're like, this is the biggest piece of junk. Well, they make it like this. But then once you get it done and you figured it out, you're like, that really wasn't that
It
bad.
wasn't that bad.
You can't figure it out and you're pulling the panel off and it breaks and you're like, oh, that's how you take it off. After it breaks.
I don't know what the worst. I know the worst one that I've ever done body work on that I didn't care for and still don't care for today. We built a 33 Ford truck, and all them little bitty body lines, and then in the bed you had little like squared off Then it had a round body line around it. I'm done. I don't want no more of those. But
I was gonna say like how like all the new trucks, you know, they're all that thin aluminum. Like I know the Fords. I see so many videos. Like I watched one. It was a newer Raptor, and he had the spare tires inside the bed, but they were mounted off to the side on each side of the bed. You know, inside. And
Yeah.
he went off and he did like a small jump, and when he hit the thing, one of those tires, like how it pushed, it just peeled the bed like you just ripped the whole half of the bed off.
oh,
And it looked like with ease, like he hit the jump, hit it, and it was just like just
Well,
peeled right over.
I've worked on several of them aluminum beds that's been killed, and they didn't just peel apart. So I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, oh damn, that sucks because I know that truck wasn't cheap.
Like them tires was probably like a 33,
Yeah, it's
12.
no,
They're-
yeah, they're 35s. They're either 35 or 37, so they're big tires.
And you know, they just some of them people mount them things, they just drill a hole straight through the small part of the aluminum. You know, they don't get a support or anything. It's gonna pull out of a regular bed after enough.
Well, he's saying it peeled the bedside
Yeah,
off.
that's what I'm saying. But a lot of people don't understand today that these cars with the aluminum, they're building them for safety and lighter for fuel.
Well, fuel economy.
Yeah.
Like there's one going around where the Ford truck, the aluminum cab was knocked slap off the frame, and everybody's like, "Oh, look at that jump!" But if you look at it, it's still intact, like it's supposed to be. You know,
Was it a new one?
It knocked off the frame, but the passenger compartment is still in a shape. You know, instead of just flat.
Was it a newer truck?
Yeah,
That video?
for aluminum bodies.
Oh, because I was just gonna say I just seen a video the other day of the whole cab completely off the frame. The guy was still sitting in the cab.
Yeah.
The truck's over here, but it was like a '98 Ford Ranger.
Oh.
Yeah, them Ford Rangers, they're pretty stout. They're tough little bastards.
Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Jason had a lot of working time and money in that thing.
It was pretty. I flipped it on its side, but
I flipped it over on the roof.
So have you guys built any of your own cars? Do you guys have any projects like a hot rod or something like that?
We got our own projects. Now whether they get done or not. But
That's everyone, yeah.
well, the first one I talked about when I was 13, I bought a wrecked '89 Mustang Coupe. And I still got it today. We fixed it, and I drove it every day for years. And I built a Windsor for it, and I started putting that Windsor and all in it. Now it's just sitting outside. Every now and then I'll crank it and drive around the block, but that's about it.
That's awesome. I actually met a guy a couple months ago, and I stopped because I was driving through the neighborhood, and he had a '91 Mustang hatchback, and it was sitting outside, and he had a blower that had to be sitting off the roof, off the hood like this big old blower sitting out. So I was like, "Oh, dude, that's awesome! I gotta stop and talk to the guy." He's standing outside, so I did. I stopped, and I was like, "Care if I talk about your car with you?" He's like, "Yeah, come on." So he told me the whole history about the car. He bought it brand new from the dealer back in '91, used it as a family car, and then him and his wife would go to the track with it, and they would take turns running it down the strip and then drive it home. He said when it came time to buy a new car, I kept this, and now from the family car, he's making it into his hot rod. And I was like, that's pretty cool that you got to keep that car that you bought brand new at the dealer, and now you're making it, 900 horsepower suicide ride.
What kind of motor do you have in it? Did he say?
No, he didn't tell me what motor it was in it. He was telling me about the blower, which I'm telling you, it was huge. And he was telling me about the blower because he said how he had to redo the whole front suspension because the shop that he went and had it all done at, once they put the blower on it, the whole front end sunk down. So they had to redo the whole fucking suspension to put it back up because it was so much weight in the front.
My goodness.
It was big.
Head in there.
He's got a 70 fastback Mustang with a 429 in it. And
Oh,
Jason,
damn.
68 F100 with a late model fuel injected Windsor motor in it. And then I probably got the most personal projects. I got a 93 Lightning with a Coyote swap. I need to paint.
What year?
93.
With a Coyote in it?
Yeah.
Mmm.
And got a 70. I've got a 72 Maverick Grabber. It was bought new. It's a one owner car. Daddy actually painted it 20 years ago. 22 years ago. And drove for a long time. And I ended up parking in the garage. The gas tank, when he built it 22 years ago, the gas tank was bad. And he had it lined because at that time you couldn't buy a new gas tank for it. Well, that liner had started coming back apart and rust. It was clogging the carburetor up. So I parked it. And then I ended up, we'd done some trading, and I've ended up with a 331 stroker motor. And I was going to put that 331 stroker in it. So I've actually got it in the shop now doing that.
That's awesome.
And then I've got a 77 LTD wagon that I bought not too long ago. And I was
Just
going
like
to
the Griswolds.
yeah.
Yeah.
The guy to me from Arizona, he said, if I had $1 for every time somebody stopped me and said, that's a Buick, Clark. He said, we'll take the cars. And
Them wagons are awesome, though, man.
I was going 4.6 swap it, but started doing that, and it's going. I don't want to spend that much money on that car, and I decided I'm not going to do that. And I we had a big block 460 sitting in the back, so I pulled that big block 460 out. And I've actually got it at a buddy's shop because we got so much going on. Letting him put the motor in for me, and I got that 460 out. Well, it don't look as good as I thought it was going to look. So I'm probably going to end up having to build the 460.
I seen there was a guy on TikTok who had it was an older Caprice wagon. And it was like twin turboed and everything. It was from the outside, you're like, oh, it's all right, it's a wagon, cool. But when he'd step on it, it'd smoke tires down the road all the way, and you were like, oh damn. Like that thing that's a full blown sleeper. You didn't have any clue.
I've always been a wagon person.
I like them. I had a Volvo wagon, best car.
And so I bought a 70 model wagon from this same guy. And both these cars been out in Arizona. And the white one, the 70 model, all the rubber was toast. The insides wasn't rusty, but all the hard stuff to get was baked in rust. The interior, dash, door panels, rubbers, windows didn't want to roll up and down, all that kind of stuff was just shot. Yeah, nothing worked on it because it just sit and baked,
Oh damn.
Ended up, he had this other car, and it hadn't spent that long in Arizona. It was actually a Hawaii car, went to Washington, and then it ended up in Arizona. And it's a pretty solid car. It's got a few spots, but nothing major. And the insides and all was nice on this car. And so I traded the 70 model off, and I kept the 77. I want a 9-passenger wagon, but I haven't yet come across a 9-passenger. This one's still just a 6-passenger.
9-passenger. Is that the one with the back seats face the back?
Well, on this year model Ford, they actually got 2 jump seats that face one another in the back.
Ah, okay. I seen on Facebook Market here in Florida, somebody was selling it was like a late 60s. I want to say late 60s. The Cadillac, like personal limousine. That was wicked cool inside. To see how that was set up. That was awesome. I was like, that's really neat. It was only like, $12,000. It was really making me think, do I need that? Do I really need it? Pretty badass. I really want it, but
Need none of them.
do I want it? Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to an old car, you throw that needing out the window. You don't need it.
True.
How do you want it?
You don't need an old car. You don't need a new car.
No.
You just need a two.
I like to see that Lightning when you're done with it with a Coyote in it. That'd be pretty sweet.
It runs drives and I use it, but it needs a paint job. To look at it, it looks like
Calico cat.
yeah. Most people think, man, it's a piece of junk truck. Why is he driving it? But then I got a $15,000 motor swap.
Exactly. Them Coyote motors,
And a
man,
brand
that
new
thing is bad.
As long as it's fast and the wheels are clean, that's
That's
all
all.
that matters.
I don't care to park it in Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
That was really nice till Cody got a hold of it.
Yeah, he actually, the 93 Lightning, Daddy actually built it.
It was before the Maverick.
Yeah,
Probably 25 years.
probably 25 or 26 years ago when he bought it, Rex, South Title, and he built it the first time. And it was one of them trucks that didn't matter where you go, everybody complimented the truck. Well, my oldest brother, he gave it to him when he turned 16, and he
Ran through it like a banshee.
yeah, like a 16-year-old kid would do.
Yeah.
And so it don't stand near as tall as it did at one time. And he actually wrecked it a few times, and at the time didn't have no money to paint it, but Daddy had some old cheap acrylic enamel.
Somebody give it to me.
Somebody give
It
it
wasn't even acrylic. I don't think it was just old.
enamel. Anyway, this is some cheap paint. Somebody just gave him. So he painted it, but now sitting outside over the years, that old cheap enamel's just
Yeah.
off. The yellow primer's showing through in spots, and now I have. I ended up when he built it the first time, the frame was bent really bad, and he sectioned the frame. Well, I ended up trading for a parts Lightning with a good solid frame under it. So now it has red bumpers that I never did take the bumpers off the frame when I swapped the cab and everything over. So it's got red bumpers on it now, and it's a black truck, and yellow primer showing through. Parts of it green paint because he had to change the bed after my brother wrecked it, and so it was a green bed. So green paint showing through on the bed where the paint's wore off. It just needs some attention.
That's the truck that you park at the car show, and Buzz like, why is that here? Pop the hood. Oh, okay, all right. Respect on that. Yeah.
But they won't walk over to it to look under the hood.
Exactly. Yeah. Anybody, yeah.
That guy's
I have took it to we do a few car show. We're Daddy's head over a car club local, so we do a car show every second Saturday in Boaz, and I have drove it to that car show. And like I said, they don't nobody get close enough to look at it.
Only the ones that know.
Yeah,
That's a sleeper.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It'll.
it's kind of like the farm truck, so it's the shop truck.
Yeah. Yeah, those Coyotes, they're doing work. I mean, especially like I keep up. I like to watch all the street races over in like Texas, because Texas their car scene is like wild. But their Coyotes, their F-150, like the single cab short beds they got running,
Yeah, there's a lot of them getting into that. With those.
man, they are just incredible.
Her neighbor over here's got one.
Yeah,
It's wild.
we got a neighbor with a single cab Coyote late model. You know, his late model truck come with a Coyote motor, and you'll hear him every now and then stand on it on the road out there.
Yeah, they're fast. They get down. What do you think about the new Lightning?
We try not to think about it.
We got a Tesla sitting out here, and the battery keeps going dead. It's sitting still.
Yeah, we can't. We fixed. We got a Tesla we're working on, and we're waiting on a fender. The fender's run, and the guy that owns it, the car lot that owns it, he called me. I need you to plug that Tesla up. It shows it's only 20% on my phone. And I'm getting tired of babysitting that hunk of junk.
Man, when they came out with the new Lightning, I was so mad because once they talked about we're gonna come out with the Lightning, I was like, finally, like this is awesome. You guys are coming out with the Lightning again, full electric. I was like, you guys completely ruined that truck.
Yes.
You went from a hot rod truck and just nope.
Of course, that electric stuff, it is fast, especially from from a, you
Oh,
know,
yeah, it is off the line. It is fast.
but it just is what it is. At the end of the day, it's electric. Nobody, and
Yeah.
don't make no sound. It just, I don't like it.
No, I'm not a fan. They are fast. Don't get me wrong. They are definitely fast off the line and stuff, but
But they still
there's
ain't
nothing that gets you going on it.
trucks, are they? Out there,
What's that? What'd you say?
I said they still ain't competing with them Coyote trucks out there in Texas, are they?
No.
I know.
No.
I've seen them videos where they got them Tesla plaids or whatever they are. I don't know. They still can't compete.
No, they're fast, but I'm sorry, but you do enough work to a truck or a car, and it'll burn them things. And what are you going to do to the EV? Nothing. You
What's
can't
the body
upgrade
shop
much on it.
like in your area?
What's that?
What's the body shop market like in your area?
There's hundreds
There's
everywhere.
a lot of traffic, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
People bumping into one another all the time.
All the time. Yeah. If you don't see an accident or anything like that in a day, you'd be surprised. There's always somebody hitting somebody, somebody pulling out. There's always accidents. Body shops, they're all around us.
Well, I guess they stay busy with all those little fender benders and stuff.
Yeah.
Traffic's not moving really fast, is it? It's just kind of congested.
So, yeah, well, around us, it wasn't that bad, but it's starting to get built up more and more. So now it's just more people are coming in, and yeah, it just gets so congested that the traffic is just wild. It doesn't make sense.
Like going to
They don't widen any of the streets yet.
anybody that lives in Atlanta, it's not a matter of if they have an accident, it's when they have
When? Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, anything you want to say to the audience about what you guys do, or some advice for anybody that wants to get into the body shops?
Run.
Thanks, Rob.
Nah. They're ready for some hard work.
We all need good qualified technicians, and there's a good living to be made at it if you want to sell your body. Sacrifice your body. It's rough on a person, but it's enjoyable work, and I know when one's done. It used to, when I did more than I do now, I felt like it was artwork. I was an artist when I got done.
Yeah.
Beautiful product, and I was proud of it, And so there's something to be said for that. And like I said, technicians, nobody wants to work anymore, and there's a definite need for quality technicians in this field.
I've been discussing with a lot of my guests lately that perfect example right here. A lot of the younger kids coming in to work at these blue collar jobs and stuff that been stressing how important it is to learn from the older generation, like your dad there, that's been in it for 40 something years, that has, I bet all kinds of tricks of the trade and different ways to do stuff. A lot of them older guys are starting to retire, so the younger kids they're not going to have the opportunity to learn so much knowledge from the older guys because they're all retiring. So my thing is, if you're getting in there and you have somebody that has been in it for years and years, soak up as much knowledge as you can from them, because you're going to learn more than you can through somebody that's been in this trade for 40 years than you can ever through school, books, anything.
Well, that's most definitely true. I learned more on the job training than I did at tech schools. And then a lot of it I had to pick up. I just had to pick up myself, figure it out.
Yeah.
I worked at one shop, and the owner, he'd tell me, he said, if you need any help, just holler at me, I'll help you. I said, okay. Well, hey, come over here. I need you to look at this. What do you think about this? He'd look at it for a second. He said, well, if it's easy, everybody'd do it. And he'd walk off. And so here I was still not a bit more knowing what I need to do than before I asked him. So you had to figure it out. And I don't know if it was one of them deals where he just couldn't think of a solution right then, or if he just that was his advice. Figure it out. And he-
Yeah. See if you can do it.
Yeah.
You know? Well, guys, it was awesome talking with you guys. It's awesome seeing a family
Really do.
all together working. I appreciate you guys coming on here and discussing your business and everything. It was awesome talking with you all.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. I hope your podcast does well.
Yeah. Was it that hard though?
Yeah.
Did you think it was? See, yeah.
They could probably still be talking,
All three of us are talking to somebody new. Anyway.
Yeah.
especially about cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it wasn't that bad. But guys, I appreciate you all coming on here. And we'll definitely keep in touch. And you guys have a great day.
You too.
Appreciate it. Really do.
All right. You guys have a good one.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye bye.